pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For all.
Can we get a motion to approve the agenda? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Approval of June amended regular meeting minutes. Lacey had, forgot, she was in the meeting, you can see it on motion pictures probably, about the quitclaim deed for the parcel right down here, that alley that was owned by Sandra Russell, so it forgot to be put in, it got put in. It's just, that's the only amendment to it. Somebody wanna make a motion to do that?
I will.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What are we making the motion for? I mean, I understand you want to get that, yeah. It's not it.
The motion was to approve the minutes.
It was just
The amendment.
Okay. All right, I'll go with that.
Okay, we'll start again. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Approval to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call vote.
Aye.
Mr. Hostetler?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Gentry?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Ms. Heckman?
Yes.
Mr. Wagman?
Yes. Motion carried. Nothing under old business. We'll go to new business. Right to Pam Riley from the Commission on Aging.
Thank you. Appreciate being able to come in tonight. I'm Pam Riley, the Executive Director of the St. Joseph County Commission on Aging, and I'm just working my way through all the municipalities to educate the key leaders as well as the community about what the Commission on Aging does. We are a department of the county government, and we have been helping older adults in the county for 51 years. And you have a postcard. I have a few extras if anybody wants them. It talks about all of the 17 services that we provide older adults, and to qualify to receive services or participate in programming through the Commission on Aging, you need to be 60 years or or married to someone who is 60 years or older. That's pretty much it. That's the requirement. I'm just gonna highlight our top 3 programs that we utilize the most, or are utilized the most, and that would be our nutrition program, which includes home delivered meals, our congregate meal sites, so our senior center in Three Rivers and our senior center in Sturgis serve lunch 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And then at Klein's Resort on Fridays, we also provide lunch there for the entire community. You don't have to live there in order to have lunch there. And we provide almost 200,000 meals a year. So the bulk of that, almost about 145,000 of that is home delivered meals, or our Meals on Wheels program. You've probably seen those trucks throughout the county. We have 7 delivery routes that reach every section of the county. So we're producing well over 500 meals a day out of our kitchen in Three Rivers with a staff of 3 people. So it is a big task. Our Meals on Wheels drivers are incredibly important people. They are the ones who pretty much have for some of our clients, are the only contact that they might have on a daily basis. So it's very important. We have rules and requirements that we actually have to see the client. We can't just drop off food. We can't leave it outside. We need to make sure it's safe, but we need to make sure that the client is safe as well. So sometimes we are the first people to find people who are not feeling well, or unfortunately who have passed. But it could have been a very long period of time because if our drivers were not there. So it is very critical. It's a wonderful touch point for people who are unable to prepare their meals themselves, but yet they're independent enough to be able to stay in their homes and live the lives that they are wanting to live. Part of our services also include in-home services. So that means light housekeeping, respite care, and personal care. So again, these people can live independently, but they may have difficulty changing their clothing. Maybe they've got bad shoulders or back problems. Maybe they have amputations and they need some assistance. And so we're there to be able to provide some of that as well. Light housekeeping, a lot of people have difficulty being able to vacuum and mop floors and things like that, and we're able to assist with that. And of course, respite care. If you're caring for someone with Alzheimer's disease or maybe other health-related problems and you need a break, we have services available to provide a few hours of respite care per week. So in 2023, this says 7,000 hours, but we actually completed our annual report just yesterday, and we did over 9,000 hours of in-home services with a staff of 9. Okay, so it's a lot. Again, we touch every point in the county, and so we're really trying to do our best in utilizing our funding. And then we provide over 80,000 hours of programming and activities in both of our centers every year. So that can be from pickleball and shuffleboard court that we have in Three Rivers to our numerous exercise classes that we have in both centers, which we have probably about nine different exercise classes every week in Sturgis, and about 12 or 13 different exercise classes in Three Rivers. It could be line dancing, ballroom dancing, yoga. We've got multiple different yoga classes. It could be a higher impact aerobics class. We have pretty much everything. So and all of that is for free. We also have educational seminars. We have painting classes. There are groups that meet there for knitting and sewing and quilting. Tons of card groups, and of course bingo and trips. So 2 things about our bingo and trips is that it is completely self-funded by the members themselves. So when we do trips, like yesterday we took a trip to South Haven. We do have a bus. It holds 13 people, plus a driver and a chaperone. And we took a trip to South Haven to go sailing. And it was such a popular trip, because it sells out in about 10 minutes, our trips do every month, that we ended up booking 3 more trips. So when we calculate that, we calculate wear and tear on the bus and gas and insurance, and all of that is bundled into the price of any other tickets or anything that we would need to provide for that trip, and then the members pay that price at cost. So we're not using any millage money, we're not using any state or federal funding, or donations. That is completely paid for by members, and bingo is the same exact way. So we are up for a millage renewal. You may have seen some signs around. Those were produced by Friends of the COA that raised donations for those signs. It is a 0.75 mil, and it has been in place since 2006 at that millage rate. And so we are on the August ballot, and that is a 6-year millage. The COA has had a millage for probably close to 50 years. So when we started 51 years ago, it was just nutrition, like meal sites, and it has morphed into all of the other services that you see on the card. We do have medical loan closets, so if you're in need of a walker or crutches or a cane or a shower bench or many other things, those are at no cost to people as well. You just need to come in and fill out a form. You can use that for as long as you need it. When you're finished with it, you bring it back. We make sure that it's in good working order. We have wheelchairs, everything, and many other services. So any questions? I don't want to take up much more time of your meeting. Any questions?
Yeah, can you convince Jared Hoffmeister to do the line dancing at the next county meeting?
Oh, he did talk about it, yeah. And we had a big meeting with the state not too long ago, and we used our cafe, and there was lots of classes going on, and line dancing was one of them, and it gets pretty rowdy in there. So, but it's busy. Our centers are busy. We have an electronic check-in system at our centers, so we know what programs are being utilized the most and maybe some that are not. And we had over 48,000 check-ins in 2023. That's a lot. That's a lot of usage of our centers, so that's really great. One other thing, we do have apartments. So we remodeled the Three Rivers Inn about 6 years ago. It's across from the bowling alley on Broadway Street. And they took that hotel. The front half of it is our senior center. The back half of it, where all the hotel rooms were at, they converted into 46 senior housing apartments. So it is affordable senior housing. The 1-bedroom units are about $775, and the 2-bedroom units are about $995, and that includes all utilities except for cable and internet. So it's a really, really affordable pricing when you're looking at housing for seniors, and the only requirement is that you have to be 60 or older in order to live there. We have been booked solid, rented solid for the 6 years, and we have about 53 people on the wait list. So when people start talking and the county talks about the housing projects and all of that, senior housing is definitely on that list. So anyway, thank you, I appreciate it. It took a few more minutes.
Thank you. You're
All
welcome to
right.
stick around if you want to.
You don't have to.
Okay. I appreciate that, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thought Bill would be here by now, but next thing under new business is police resource officer contract with White Pigeon Community Schools. So we hired Pete Vanderbrink as a full-time police officer right now. He's been working, can't remember the exact days, but it's usually Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But they want to assign him to continue to be a school resource officer, and they have already approved this. The first year for the 2024 and 2025 school year, it'll be 50-50 on covering his wages, benefit package, everything like that, at a cost of $40,600, which it's in the police budget for the police payroll. Second year, it goes up to, they cover 75%, which would be $64,250, and then the following year, it would continue to stay at 75% with increases and whatnot. Guesstimated it'd be $67,575. So does anybody want to make a motion to, or have any questions about that first off?
I've seen the contract that Bill and Shelley have worked out, and it's very well done.
Yeah, it's modeled off the county, I think.
We're protected, the school's protected. It's a good contract.
The only thing that changed was that the county had them there 2 weeks before school and 2 weeks after, or 1 week before and 1 week after. I think that's the only change.
I make a motion that we hire.
I'll second it. Let's do roll call on that.
Ms. Hackman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Gentry?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carried. Under new business, police monument. Some of you probably have heard at previous meetings. Money was raised for a police dog monument with a nice base. It's made out of bronze. It was about $15,000 for everything. We have spent no money on this. It was all money raised. The only thing we're going to find out, the base for the monument is coming in a week or two. And Bill was wondering if it would be okay with the council if put it out here where the bench and the flag disposal box is.
Okay.
Move the flag disposal box to the rear of the building by the generator. Does anybody have a problem with that? Number 7 is public comment, 3-minute speaking rule. Oh, sorry, I always forget your name. I'm sorry.
I'm Dakota, if anyone doesn't
Lafferty,
remember.
right?
Yeah, I'm Lafferty. I live on the south side of town here on 200 West Sasha. I just want to let you guys know, I was down at the depot park today cleaning that up. I was pressure washing all the equipment, and I replaced one of our tables down there, had a missing bench, so I went ahead and grabbed some old lumber out of our barn and just slapped a new bench seat on there. The only reason I want to bring it up is because when I was pressure washing all the equipment today, I noticed that there was a few bolts missing on the upper section of the playset there on Depot Park, especially where that connected a few of those windows up there, and they're kind of bad. So I don't know who to get in touch with. I already talked to Chad today, so yeah. I just need to see if we can't get a couple more bolts, just secure that, just to make sure it's nice and safe for the kids as well. We definitely got a lot of kids on the south side of town. It seems like a bunch of new generations, and I've seen a lot more people using that park lately, and it'd just be nice to keep it in tip shape. So that's really all I got to say.
You pointed out which bolts were missing.
I haven't to Chad yet. I only talked to Chad when I was hooking up water for my pressure washer. That's all.
Okay.
So I'll get with him tomorrow if I can.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for cleaning and everything.
I've got a question. Are we gonna continue to take care of that park? I mean, at one point, we talked about kind of abandoning that park because we had people doing damage to it and stuff like that. I'm against it because we do have a lot of kids on the south side of the town, and, you know, that's a lot handier for them to get down there than it is to get to Wade Park, across 12 and everything.
I would strongly agree with him on that.
I have no desire, I think that's why I never got brought up again, because the only thing I remember lastly was we weren't gonna add anything to it, or we weren't gonna fix the slide at the time, because every time did do something down there, it got beat up, rode on, rude, body parts drew on it, I'm sure you've
Yeah.
seen them.
Yeah.
That when that slide got broke the second time, it looked like somebody took a blowtorch in there and melted it.
Oh.
I
And a lighter
can-
don't do that.
I can say that when I was there today, it doesn't look that beat up as it normally would have. I know that we like put some boards and stuff on where the slide was, and
Right.
when I was up in there today, it didn't look to be like there was a bunch of kids getting up there and being too rowdy or anything. So
Okay.
that was
I
kind
don't
of
believe
nice.
it's kids.
No, I think you're right, it's,
No,
well, didn't we have a camp, like, wasn't it happening at nighttime? Like Chad had done, which, if I remember correctly, Chad had done a bunch of work cleaning it up, right? And then like over a weekend, like 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock in the morning or something on that, cause there's a camera on the depot, right, but it can't get the whole park, and they saw it go in, and, I mean, if it was kids or not kids, but that's not, I mean, it's not the kids that wanna use the park,
Yeah.
it's the kids that just
There's
wanna.
trip hazards and stuff like that in the park also.
Mhm.
I went down and walked through it too, and I really think we need to do some maintenance there. I mean, if it's a chunk of cement in there, we dig it up and get rid of it. Level the dang thing off.
Can I make a comment on
So
that?
it is feasible for them to play.
You said there's a camera on Depot, what about adding cameras on the new Department of Works building facing the park? So it's up higher.
We don't have anything currently.
Not currently, but we gotta get Wi-Fi and all that stuff out there.
Right, I mean, that would be pretty expensive at some point, and then, I mean, it'd be real hard to catch. We have security at our place like crazy, and I mean, we have like top-notch cameras, and you can't even get license plates. So, I mean, if someone comes in and out, I mean, unless the cops can get there before they leave.
You got anything else?
No.
Thank you. Anybody else got?
But one quick thing, if, I was talking to Bill, no, if nobody said thank you for what you're doing, we appreciate it.
No problem. Oh, yeah, not a problem.
I didn't have something, I'm gonna make sure.
Go ahead.
Just two quick things. Number one, I know last week the guys were out picking up brush, but I haven't seen anybody around this week, and there's still quite a bit of brush from last week's storm around.
It's Thursday, Fridays, they pick up roads.
It's Thursdays, Fridays, okay, great. And then the only other thing I have to say is I know that last night was the planning commission, and they discussed or passed the ordinance for the apartments out on Mackenzie. I know it has to go through several more steps and then it comes back here. I hope that when it comes back here, we remember that that whole area was never set up with the infrastructure of curbs. Yes, we did get some roads paved, but it's very narrow. I don't know if any of you drive out there, but I have. If somebody comes towards you, somebody has to go off the edge of the road. So you're gonna put 48 more units out there. He says he's gonna put the infrastructure at the apartments. It's gonna have sidewalks and the parking lot's gonna have lights and it's gonna have curbs. But what about getting to that?
Mhm.
So just please remember that when it comes around for you guys to vote for it.
So, anything else? Was that all you had?
That's all I'm saying.
Anybody else got public comment?
I do, but I wanna hand you this first before I say something. So the paperwork I just handed you, I have found out that Mr. Miller is not a registered voter in the state of Michigan.
Can I interrupt you? He
What?
is a registered voter in the state of Michigan. She has it printed
Yeah.
off.
I was gonna say right there, I just got that off the state of Michigan website again today, and it says he's not.
But- Yep.
Yeah, he has been ever since he came up here and got his driver's license. He signed up for, register to vote and his driver's license the same day.
Okay. And I also don't think it's right that you guys just appointed him and not gave anybody else an opportunity to even come in and fill out paperwork to run
Mhm.
or be in that office, and I don't think that's right.
Okay.
And I just had a couple questions after the meeting about the planning commission. If I can talk to you
If
after
you
the
gotta,
meeting.
I'm leaving after the meeting, I gotta go back to work, so.
Because I have the property details printed out from Fetch, and the property that Mr. Wittenberg bought was zoned as commercial. And last night it was said it was zoned as residential and got switched. So I wanna know where it came from, commercial to residential, cause right on Fetch, it's still considered commercial. And it's still in the village, or the township of White Pigeon's name.
So as far as I know, it's still the C3 resident, or it's C1 right now. R1, sorry. Fetch isn't always
Fetch
right,
is
first
not
off. You
correct,
can
no.
read property lines on that, and they can be 30
Yeah,
feet
yeah, I know
off,
that.
so.
Yeah, you should.
Same with social media, you can't always believe what you see.
Correct.
No, that's not true.
But yeah,
I was just questioning, cause that was brought up last night, and I had somebody bring it to my attention, so they
Mhm.
asked me to bring it up tonight. So,
Fetch is wrong on that though.
that was it.
Thank you. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Couple people asked questions. On your planning committee, they're all appointed members that are on that
Mhm.
board, correct? Do they have to be village residents, or is anybody
No.
available also? The next time that they goes up, anybody in the township can run for those?
Not necessarily. We've got, Alan is our appointed from the board here, and then the other, I can't remember how many people, whatever. So, probably talking about Tyler. Tyler don't live in the village, we all know that now.
Yeah.
But you can be on here and you can be the chairperson if you own property in the village.
Okay, so all you gotta do is own a piece of property in the village and you can be on,
And you can be appointed.
or be
to it.
appointed to it, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I got.
Anybody else?
I was at the PFAS meeting they had the other night, and they brought up something that I hadn't heard before. They said that there was, numerous fire hydrants that don't work in the village.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to hear that addressed at some point.
It is getting addressed, that's what we've been talking about with all these water main improvements and.
I've never heard fire hydrants brought up that weren't
It's
working.
been talked in them and it's in the site plan.
25 hydrants ordered, they're new hydrants.
Well, there's more than that, there's gonna be about 50 hydrants that are being replaced, cause they're all going to a new, bigger fittings, 'cause they're
Currently, I
bigger
believe flows,
flows.
25 to
fitting.
30, something like that, ordered.
Are we putting some on the other side of the highway
No,
too?
cause they're already down the north side every 500 feet.
Okay.
So it has been discussed in
Yeah, I thought we talked about
water
it.
committee meetings, and then we don't go over every 10 foot of pipe, you're gonna make a 30-degree turn here and this and that. They're on them plan sets, but it's getting done. To replace one of them hydrants is about $7,000 right now. To replace them so, let me back up. Don't wanna replace the ones that are broken, it's mainly down that way, by the old football field and stuff. There's one behind, just west of Bill's house, but why spend $7,500 on a hydrant that's going on a line that's gonna be abandoned in a year or two?
I just wanted clarification. That was the
No,
first
you're
I had
good,
heard
you're
it,
good.
and I just
But
thought
yeah,
it was
those
on
are,
right.
you got any other questions or comments?
That's it.
Anybody else? Going once, going twice, moving on. Committee reports, Bill?
June, 153 complaints, 12 citations. You guys worried whenever we got our contract,
Yes.
approved it?
Yep.
I'm working on a burn policy, but I have some questions on that, for the campfires, that if I can get maybe the committee, cause I don't know how to address multifamily rentals or single-family rentals. You don't allow them, you're not gonna allow them, how many you're gonna allow on the property.
Mhm.
So if we can get a committee that I can get with to finish the burn policy or the campfire policy. And then the only other thing that's in your packets, the sheriff's department issued Hanson a life-saving award for Narcan, a guy like 12 times or something like that, like Judy, but. Yeah, he had a life-saving award for it. And that's all I have on that. Oh, yeah.
Dan?
No, sir.
Melvin?
I'm for it. I think we should go ahead and put that in. I mean, that's what they're gonna do. I don't have anything as far as the committees, but I think that's really nice of Lily White and his officers to send that over acknowledging our officer doing its job correctly.
Ken?
Nope.
Next community market day is the last Saturday of the month. We've had 2. The response as far as the feedback has been wonderful. I would like to take this time to publicly, as a council, thank Becca for White Pigeon Days. It was fantastic. Thank you. That's all I have.
Had a girl.
Good.
She's a lot nicer at home now.
That's gonna be a bit different.
It's a little hard to get.
She's mean, try living with her. Lacey?
We already talked about the resource officer.
The only thing that I have is, we've been doing lead and copper testing for the past 2.5 years, 2 times a year. And we've gotten to the point where the state is comfortable, we've passed everything, and we are back on our regular schedule that we will be doing. The next lead and copper testing will be in 2027.
So that's good then.
Yeah.
Others included.
The only couple things I got is, we've got the old dump trucks down at DPW. They're junk, we know it, that's why we go out the one we did. They shouldn't even be on the road, and they're not as of anymore at this date. What do we wanna do with those?
Can we sell them for scrap?
Part them out, that's what I'm asking. I don't wanna part them out, because that's just too much, but
Well, I mean,
somebody else.
So
Somebody
why
else
don't you,
buy it.
what did we do with that snowplow, like a year or 2 ago, or maybe it was just this last winter? We had that, like, old truck, white truck that's out here.
Oh, we put it up, and that was gonna be my suggestion, was they can clean them up, clean them out as best as can, and then put them up for a sealed bid and whatnot.
That's what I would do.
It'll take, it ain't gonna happen this week to do it, but we can get them to do that.
Which days is over yet, Tom? They were using one, we just gonna pick it up for us.
John has been in contact with Surf Internet after the monsoons we've got. There's sinkholes all over town. They've been trying to mark them, and they have filled in a couple because they're dangerous, but they're supposed to come back in and fix those. So that's that. If anybody has them or sees them, say something. Alan can step in on this. Last night was the planning commission meeting. The planning commission approved Tom Morris's site plan for his new 3-unit business suite out there. It'll have Big B Coffee in the middle. They don't know what they're gonna do with the old Big B building, but that's technically their business. They don't have anybody at the time being to fill the other 2. That's what he said last night, but I can't believe the guy would invest $1.2 million in a building that he's gonna want the offices to sit empty, so
This
it's
is,
just
this is
not
the
good
open
business.
field for, Forest River, right?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
in between Big B and Jerry Cash's, and
Yeah,
like
okay.
movie, you build it, they'll come. So, I think that's all I've got. The school wasn't a complaint, there was a concern last night about the overwhelming amount of students that it may bring to the school. The superintendent typed up this letter this morning, said to whom it may concern, White Pigeon Community Schools is fully prepared to accept and serve any additional students resulting from new housing developments in our area. We highly encourage. So that's nice to see. I have nothing else. If somebody wants to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming.
What's up? Oh, yeah, but I was just, I got back from,